So exciting. So I hope you love prime rib because that's exactly what we're bringing you, a prime rib reserve roast from the Rastelli family. Well known for bringing some of the best meat that you will ever have in your life. All black Angus, okay? Let's give this a quick cut. 28-day, wet-aged, prime black Angus beef reserve, which means this is Ray's specific cut that he serves to his family, and you can just see how beautiful this piece of meat is. You'll be proud to serve it to your family, and it's easy to do, and I'm going to show you all of those wonderful little tricks that Ray has given us. So we'll do that, but I want to let you know there's 2 different ship weeks that you can do with this. So there's a ship week of 11/7, and that is M86934, and then we also have a ship date of 12/5, which is M86935, and they'll come straight to your door within 2 days of ordering. And what's great about this is it's foolproof. Once you get this roast home, Ray has really done his thinking about, you know, sometimes people are intimidated by a prime rib. You pay good money for it. You want to make sure you make a great impression to your family. They're coming over for a special dinner. So I want to take you over to something that's going to be inside your box that to me is very, very important. So we took the guessing game out of how to cook a prime rib. So let's say that you want to have a dinner at 3 p.m. 24 to 48 hours before, you're going to actually take the roast out of your freezer, put it in the fridge, let it defrost, take it out of the fridge. You want to let it rest to room temperature about 30 to 40 minutes, maybe 60 at tops, all righty? And then you're going to slather it in butter, which I'm going to show you in a second, that we actually give you. You put it on your tray, which is a nice rack and a cookie sheet. You're going to preheat your oven to 450 degrees. You're going to put your roast in the oven for 30 minutes. You're going to turn the oven off and don't open the oven door. That's the secret. That's our secret as chefs. That ambient heat's going to cook it to the proper temperature every time. And if you look here closely, you'll actually see if you want a roast that's going to be served at 3, well, you defrost it you'll put it into the oven at 450 or 475 at 1220. You'll turn the oven off at 1250. You'll remove the roast at 250. And at 3 o'clock with a 10-minute rest, that roast is absolutely ready to go. So let me show you the steps about how you cook this. If you look right here next door, so you might say, what is that? Well, we're going to send you 1 pound of Ray's Special Family butter. This is an herb butter that they've been doing with their family for over 4 decades. It's got garlic, onions, salt, pepper, very light on the salt, just so you know, thyme, margarine, oregano. It's mixed together, and then what we do is we slather it. And I use the entire tub, friends. You want to do this. You want to make sure every ounce of that roast is completely covered. And if you look at the shot, look how you can see those onion and garlic cloves. I mean, this is the best butter I've ever had. If you have any left over, you want to put that on a piece of toast, you're going to fall in love with it. Now this goes onto the rack. It goes into the oven. You follow those instructions. Now, this one, when I saw this morning that Ray did, it just had me captivated. This is the little hanger you put on your door so that people coming downstairs, when they smell this roast, do not open the oven. That's the secret to making the perfect prime rib. You'll put this on the door handle for that 2.5 hours, and then they'll know, don't touch it, because when we're done, you're going to have the best roast there is. So again, there's 2 different ship weeks. Sure. So, you know, maybe you're saying, well, what is reserve? What Ray does, he works with the same family and ranchers that he's done for over 4 decades, almost 46 years. And you can see these are grass-fed black Angus cattle. They are the best, in my opinion, the best beef on the planet. And they're free-range. They eat normal grass. They're not given some special diet that you don't know what's going into them. And that's how it's been for 46 years. What makes it reserve is Ray will say, I want the best of the best to his ranchers and farmers. I want the cut to be this size, this thickness. I want it to be wet aged for 28 days. And that's what makes it the reserve cut, the very best of the prime rib. Let's go next door. I want to take you to the butcher block quick so you can see. This is what a normal prime rib looks like. Now this has the fat cap, as you can see, on it, the top, and it has the bones on the inside. What Ray does is he custom cuts these roasts to be absolutely perfect. So they remove the fat cap, They lift the prime center cut of this meat completely off the bone. So this is what you get. You get that perfect cut that is just absolutely delicious. You can see the marbling in the meat. That's what's going to give you that beautiful, we call it meat candy, that juicy flavor, the awesome decal that's on the outside. The flavoring on this is perfect, but again, custom cut, center cut, prime rib, black Angus. I get so excited. 28-day wet aged. I want to go back to the roast and give it a slice. Sure. So let me just give a cut here as we talk about the Rastelli family. Look at this. Easy to cut. Now again, this is following our instructions for medium rare, and that's exactly what this cut is. If you want it cooked a little bit longer, instead of taking the roast out at, let's say, 230, take it out at 240 or 250, and that'll increase your cooking temperatures by about 5 to 10 degrees. And what's great about this with the family, when I think about Ray and his family, I think of integrity. They are loyal. They're loyal to their customers. They're loyal to our foodie here at QVC. They're loyal to their family. When you go into their market, it's like walking into their home. You don't feel like you're in a supermarket. I mean, take a look at this place, and as you see this, that's how clean the store is at all times. That's our dry age room. That's our normal meat counter. You'll see Ray himself here that will actually greet customers. They say, welcome home when you walk in. Most of the people, if you shop there like I do, often they know you by name, and they'll customize cut anything that you want. Ray's family shops here. It's what he puts on his table. It's what his mom and dad has put on their table, and he does it the exact same way to today. Now remember, there are 2 dates that you can order for. There's one date for 11/7, and that item number is M86394, or we have a ship date of 12/5, which from what I saw so far in our last show with Mary, that was our most popular, and that's M86935. And friends, we've sold well over 2,000 of these roasts already and I would bet to say that most of our customers that bought that already, they've bought Rastelli products. They know the commitment of the Rastelli family to whatever they do. And remember, there's 2 ship dates. There's 11/7, which is item number M86934, and there's 12/5, which is item number M86935. And so you know, the December ship week is more popular and is most limited right now. So let's give one more cut. Very tender, 28-day dry age. What that says to you, look at this. Moisture, juicy. Let's cut the back end of this because this is my wife Vivian's favorite cut. She likes the end cuts. So let's give this a nice cut. And you're going to get a good 10 to 12, look at this. 10 to 12 servings out of every single roast that you cook. And I'll tell you the truth, I actually ordered 2 because these do have a shelf life in your freezer of about a year. So I'm saving these for the summer months that are coming up next year and also this year, because you can cut them after you've defrosted them and turned them into some great prime rib steaks for the grill. Absolutely delicious. But look, very light touch. You can see all the natural juices and the flow of that beautiful, delicious black Angus. The crust is from that butter. When you use that butter, the way we explained it in our instructions, and you encompass it all around the roast, and you cook it at that 450 degrees, it naturally crusts it. It locks in all the natural juices and flavor, and it's just delicious. So I'm going to take these down here because I do have a roast in the oven. I want to show you how it comes out. I'll pop these here. So out of this roast already, I just put 7 slices down, and I still have enough to do 1, 2, 3, 4, easy 5, maybe 6 cuts. So it does go a long way. Let's take this roast here. I'm going to take this down just for a second. Let's go over to the oven fast, and let's see what's happening in here. Now, once your time is done, you don't have to worry about the sign. You can take this down, and maybe you want to put it on one of the doors upstairs. I don't know. We'll take this down here. We'll come in. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Look at this roast. I mean, as soon as I open the door, I can smell the garlic, the onion, the salt and pepper. Okay, Let's put this back in here. And remember, this is not just a prime rib roast. This is a prime rib reserve roast from the Rastelli family. So what makes a reserve special is that Ray has specific specifications to his companies that he works with, which is the farmers and ranchers. And you can see there's our Black Angus. They're out in the field. They're grazing naturally. They're eating grass. It's not like they have some kind of formula that's been put into a pellet or into a trough. They just naturally free roll, free range, and just enjoy life. Let me give this a cut, because this is straight out of the oven. We'll take that end piece, which, like I said, is my wife Vivian's favorite. We'll slice this down, and then voila, look at that. Juicy, tender, and I mean fork tender. You can literally cut these with a fork. Let me take a little piece of that decal. We'll give that a fast, quick slice here. And it truly is, as you can see, fork tender. Look at that. Juicy and delicious. That cap is absolutely incredible with flavor. And again, if you like it a little more cooked, you can always take this and leave the oven door closed for an extra 10, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, depending on the doneness that you want. So I'm going to turn this around, so we'll give it another cut. But first, let's go back, if you don't mind. If you never cooked a prime rib roast before, let me take the guessing game out of it for you. So I'm literally going to take my gloves off. We'll put these over here. So your roast will come frozen. In fact, you know what? Let me just show you. This is how the roast comes when you place your order. It'll come frozen the way you see it here. You'll pop that in your freezer. 2 days before you're going to serve this and cook it to your friends and family for the holidays, put this whole roast in the fridge and let it sit there for 24 to 48 hours. That will defrost it. Now you want to put it onto a cookie sheet that has a rack, and then you take our butter, and again, this is the Rastelli family's secret butter. It's what they do for their own home. It's jam-packed with garlic and onions and fresh herbs, and some of the ingredients they won't tell us. It's kind of a secret, but it's in there, trust me. And then you totally slather. You take it out and just rub it all over the roast so that you really can't see the meat anymore. And if we get in close in this, you'll actually see the slices of the garlic, the slices of the onion. You can see the thyme, the rosemary, the oregano, just absolutely delicious. This goes on that rack. It goes in the oven. And then here's what makes the whole holiday safe for you. Ray put his instructions right on the back of the Do Not Disturb card. So this is what you'll get in your package. And then on the back is what you're seeing on this sheet that we blew up so you can see it a little better. So if you want to serve your dinner, let's say at 5 p.m., which you can see right here, you're going to put the roast in at 475 at 220. At 250, you're going to turn the oven off. Then you're going to put the Do Not Open the Oven sign, or you're going to get the hand spankarooty. Leave the oven door closed. At 450, you'll take it out, and at 5 o'clock, you'll be serving. And remember, if you like it a little more cooked, I know I like mine medium. My wife likes the end cuts. Just leave it in for an extra 10 or 15 minutes, and you're set and ready to go. And there are 2 different ship weeks that we have for everybody, for our foodies. There's M86935, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, M86934. Okay, that's one. Okay. Actually, my producer just said the number that's on the screen will get you either date that you want. So M86, and thank you, Jonathan, 936, we'll ship it to you on November 7th, or we'll ship it to you on December 5th. And remember, December 5th is our most popular and most limited month right now. One of the things I love about the Rastelli family is when they put something out for our foodies here at QVC, it's exactly the same thing that they're going to have in their own home. So it's what they serve to their family and friends. It's what Ray has been doing for over 46 years. And again, they are so tender and so juicy. And that's what that wet age does. What it does, when it comes to us, it's never frozen. So when we get these in, they're in a package, they're chiropacked, sealed, and we leave it that way for 28 days. And what that does is lock in all the natural flavor, all the natural juices. So when you cook this roast, it comes out absolutely perfect. You have that little meat candy, as we call, on the top from the butter with all the herbs and everything that has all the flavor locked in, and then you get that perfect slice. If you have any left over, and I don't know if you'll have any left over. You can pop this in a skillet and have steak and eggs the next morning, which might be your Boxing Day thing. And remember, out of every roast, you're going to get between 10 and 12 servings. The way I like to cut them, I get 10 because I make them a little bit bigger. But if you're serving 6 ounces